I have the script for the NBA playoffs. Where did I find it? Up your butt. What was it doing in there? I don't know, but it's mine now, and I'm going to share it with all of you. The Boston Celtics were head and shoulders above every other NBA team this season, and they were deservingly ranked at the very top of my regular season tier list. And Miami is now missing their postseason carry. Heat culture or not, I don't have to spend any more time on this one. This is going to be a sweep, and the Celtics are probably going to win each game by double figures. Very interesting series here. Two teams that I'm going to have to hit the books for because I don't watch them all that often. Yeah, I figured this might be the case. They split their season series 2-2 and really have similar statistical data across the board. Where they start to diverge is on the injury report. The Magic are somehow injury-free heading into the playoffs, and the Cavs are dealing with injuries to 3 of their most important pieces, but they are listed as day-to-day, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're just on this list to avoid a load management fine. The good news for Cavs fans is that they have home court in this series. The bad news for Cavs fans is that they haven't won a playoff series since that James guy played for them. The good news for Magic fans is that they're having a breakout year that just about no one predicted. The bad news for Magic fans is that they haven't won a playoff series since that Howard guy played for them in 2010. This is going to be an awesome series to watch as a neutral, and it's going to go 7 games. Both teams are going to battle, but the Magic will come out on top. I believe in Magic. The New York Knicks have the 2 seed. What fucking dimension am I living in? But good on the Knicks for such a great regular season, and now it's time to find out which bum-ass play-in team they're going to be facing in the first round. Uh-oh. Well, let's look on the bright side, Knicks fans. You won the season series against the Sixers, even though most of those games came after Joel Embiid's injury. You're on a nice win streak. But the Sixers are on an even nicer win streak. Maybe Embiid just isn't fully healthy yet. Well, maybe, but he's still healthier than Julius Randle. I mean, I think the Knicks deserve to win a playoff series after the year they've had, but something is simply telling me that it's not their year. The Sixers have an awesome squad top to bottom, and the only reason they fell to the 7th seed was because they didn't have their best player for a massive portion of the regular season. That's resilience if I've ever seen it. And that's what's going to power them over the Knicks. Sixers take this one 4-2. I've been clowning on the Bucks, particularly Doc Rivers, since I uploaded my video on him. But in a nutshell, I just believe that Doc is incapable of getting past the second round of the playoffs and that he's severely overrated. And Indiana is no slouch. They finished the season only 2 games behind the Bucks. And in head-to-head matchups, Indy has Milwaukee's number, finishing 4-1 in the divisional rivalry. This matchup also produced this iconic moment when Giannis dropped 64 points, then got butthurt because he thought that Indy stole his game ball. The Bucks also look incredibly vulnerable right now, dropping 7 of their final 10 regular season games. On top of that, Giannis is dealing with a soleus injury that is very likely to keep him sidelined for at least the first game of the series. That's an area of the body that you do not mess around with. And we saw why that is back in 2019 with Kevin Durant. Wow, I just realized that I barely even mentioned the Pacers yet. But in all honesty, I don't have to. We're calling this one a gentleman's sweep. 4-1 to the Pacers, and Doc Rivers goes yet another year without making the conference finals. Don't say I didn't warn you, but at least he has another excuse. So, now that the Eastern Conference is done, let's go over to the Western Conference and see what the script has in store for it. And to all the haters saying that the script is bullshit and that this is just a Smirnoff bottle, well, it's not. This is a Smirnoff bottle. And the script isn't bullshit either. Here, I'll show you what the script says. The OKC Thunder had an incredible breakout year. Pretty unbelievable for a team that missed the playoffs last year, and getting the number 1 seed has earned them the right to play a feisty New Orleans Pelicans team in the first round. The Thunder won this series 2-1, but the Pelicans finally got to flex a healthy Zion Williamson. That is, until he went and strained his hamstring against the Lakers and isn't coming back for at least a couple more weeks. But honestly, I like this Pelicans team even without Zion, so I'm gonna say they lose this series in 6. This Thunder team is loaded, and they thoroughly deserve to make it to the second round this year. Now, this is an interesting series, Clippers versus Mavs. The Clippers won this season series 2-1, but all 3 games took place before the new year. Since the All-Star break, the Mavericks have been on a bit of a tear. They threw the last 2 games of the season to the Pistons and the Thunder, but other than that, they finished the season 16-2. Luka Doncic is playing out of his goddamn mind. And if it wasn't for the taller, uglier version of him being so great, he would be winning his very first MVP this year, and probably the first of many. But the Clippers have one thing on their mind: the Larry O.B.
From now on, it's all about the Larry O.B.
It will be very interesting to see how the Clippers defend Luka, considering how they have 2 of the best wing defenders we've ever seen. Or so we've been told. One thing is for sure though, the best team always wins in a 7-game series. Coaching is massive, but health is even more so. Kawhi Leonard finds himself on the injury report yet again going into the playoffs. At this point, it's just annoying. We all want to see this man flourish, but he can't seem to ever be healthy when it matters most. The Mavericks have an injury report that's just about half their roster, but it's obviously just load management. The Dallas Mavericks are going to the second round, and they'll be winning this series 4-2. I was starting to get the sense that LeBron was trying to avoid Denver and had intentions of throwing the first play-in game in favor of playing the Thunder, who they won the season series with 3-1. The fact that he didn't is a mixture of both respectable and idiotic. The Lakers will not beat the Nuggets under any circumstance. They haven't beaten the Nuggets since 2022, and that includes them getting swept in the conference finals, a series that I was in attendance for. Now, here's the LeBron James dick writer in me talking. Earlier in the week, I heard Nick Wright make a point that I hadn't heard from anyone else, and it sparked a bit of hope in me. Granted, Nick Wright is in the LeBron James dick writing Hall of Fame, but here's what he had to say.
In order to make the NBA Finals, they're going to have to go through the Denver Nuggets. The only chance they have is now.
It's a reasonable take.
Rested, healthy, LeBron, if we can show you, rolling.
That's actually true. The Lakers don't have aspirations of getting to the conference finals. They're trying to win it all. And beating Denver would remove their toughest opposition in the Western Conference for the rest of the playoffs. Now back to reality. The Lakers are going to lose this series 4-1. I'm sorry, but the LeBron James dick writer in me simply refuses to accept the fact that the Lakers are going to get clean swept. But Jokic is a matchup nightmare for anybody, especially the Lakers. After getting their best regular season record since Kevin Garnett won the MVP back in 2004, which also happens to be the last time that they won a playoff series, it's about time to see what the Timberwolves are truly made of. The glaring weakness in the T-Wolves is the fact that Karl Anthony Towns only returned from his meniscus injury, which required surgery, last Friday. I'm just not confident that he's in postseason basketball shape yet, and the Timberwolves may just need to hope that Rudy Gobert can step up and take a bigger role. Rudy is about to win the 4th DPOY of his career, tying Ben Wallace and Dikembe Mutombo for the most all time. But here's the thing about Rudy. He's a liability in the postseason. I won't get too into the details, but the supposed greatest defender of our generation has only averaged 1 block per game in the last 2 playoffs, and has a 22-32 career record in the postseason. The Timberwolves will need more from him. Anthony Edwards will be Anthony Edwards. He's a stud. We all know about him. But can they beat this Suns team with the talent at their disposal? No, they can't. The Suns are a matchup nightmare for the Timberwolves, and they swept them in the season series 3-0, including the final game of the season, where the Suns won by 20 and Kevin Durant only scored 15 fucking points. Trust me, the T-Wolves really wanted to win that game, because if they had, they would have had the number 1 seed in the West by a tiebreaker. God, it must really suck to be a Timberwolves fan, and your team is about to experience yet another first-round exit. Suns win 4-2. I'll reveal the rest of the script as the playoffs progress, because making an entire playoff prediction video is a bitch, and I need my beauty sleep. Okay, bye.